You're listening to Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of Noise Media Network, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County and beyond. Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of you around the world listen to the sound of my voice. Ooh, it's a cloudy day here in Gwinnett County. Like right now, it is 74 degrees going up to a high of 79. And it is going to rain all day long. I'm talking about all day. Like, you know, because that hurricane is like, it's taking shape, y'all. It's taking shape. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But, you know, this is hurricane season. Last year, this time, I was about to get on a boat to go to the Bahamas, and that was my first time taking a cruise. And I had to take the cruise because, you know, the organization that brought me on cruise to speak about podcasting paid for the cruise. And so I had to go. But I've never taken a cruise. And the reason I had never taken a cruise because every time my friends and family wanted to take a cruise, it was always around hurricane season. I can't swim. So I had seen the Titanic. I had seen the new Poseidon Adventure. And I was just like, I'm not getting on a ship. But I got on a cruise ship anyway because, you know, it was paid for. Got on there, and let me tell you, it was hurricane season. And when I tell y'all, I probably told y'all this story before, but that boat rocked all night long. And I remember coming from dinner, right? And I remember like leaning to the side and then leaning to the other side. And I had like a glass of wine, and I'm really a lighthead, like I don't drink. And I was like, boy, that was some really strong wine, because I was just leaning from side to side. But then I saw everybody else leaning from side to side, and I was like, oh, that's the boat moving. People were so sick on that boat because it was hurricane season and that boat was rocking. So then that night when I went to bed, and I said, Lord, I'm just going to pretend that I'm in a water bed and I'm just going to go to sleep because I was exhausted anyway. And when I woke up the next morning, we were in the Bahamas and it was a beautiful day. It was hot and I had a great time. And that was my first cruise. And hopefully it won't be my last cruise. Hopefully we'll get back to, you know, some beautiful traveling pretty soon. I haven't really traveled. We've taken some road trips, and speaking of road trips, I gotta tell y'all this great story, right? So I hadn't seen my aunt since my uncle passed away in April from COVID-19, and they're in Albany, Georgia. So we hadn't seen them, so we felt safe. Like, you know, it's cool we can go there because Gwinnett got more COVID-19 cases than anybody in Georgia right now, other than Fulton County. So Dougherty County was taking a hit when the whole thing broke out in April, in March, and I had just came back from Podfest where I was a speaker, and my uncle got sick like right after that, and he passed away like a few days later, which was it's crazy because now it's like I can't even get into that story. But anyway, he passed away, so I hadn't seen my aunt and my cousin. So my daughter and I drove to Albany this past weekend, and I was totally really disconnected from the internet. Like I really didn't check too much. I don't think I checked social media at all. I don't think I did. But this morning, and then Mondays are always hectic for me because I try to relax on the weekend, but Mondays is pretty, they're always hectic, and I have to come in and, you know, answer emails and do all this stuff. And so I didn't get on social media yesterday either. But this morning I was up bright and early, 6:30, and just going through my social media, liking some of my baby's pictures and stuff like that. And so I get this message on Instagram from Nathaniel, who is over at Gwinnett Magazine and Gwinnett Podcast. He said, we put a billboard on 85. Take a look. I'm sure you won't be disappointed. And I was like, okay. So I kind of said, okay. Then he said, then I got another message. So that message came through, I think, on Friday. Then I got another message on Instagram that said, hey, I sent you a message on Facebook. And I was like, now, that's the second message. And he and I had been talking because we kind of virtually just met because they do the Gwinnett podcast. They on the, you know, they publish the beautiful Gwinnett magazine, which I get every month in the mail. And I was like, well, let me go to Facebook and see exactly what he's saying. So I get to Facebook, y'all. And what he said brought me to tears. And here's the thing. I'm not a crier. I am not a crier. I'm very tenderhearted, but I'm really not a crier, right? And he said that they had put up a billboard for Gwinnett Podcast and Gwinnett Magazine, and that they had included Good Morning Gwinnett up on the billboard on 85. So I'm reading that, and I had to put my glasses on to make sure I was reading it right. And I was like, did he just say that Good Morning Gwinnett is going to be on 85 on a billboard with them? Let me tell y'all, I was so shook. My heart was so filled. You just don't understand, because when I first launched Good Morning Gwinnett, my husband and I talked about this. I was like, yeah, man, I can't wait to see Good Morning Gwinnett on a billboard on 85. Now, for those of you who are listening to the sound of my voice and don't know what 85 is, that's Interstate 85 here in Metro Atlanta, where millions, and I do mean millions, of cars pass through every day. And people complain about 85 because there's so much traffic on 8. Like, I have to go to Atlanta this evening. Until I got that message from Nathaniel, I was not looking forward to going. However, I need to see Good Morning Gwinnett on that billboard. So and it's going to rain. That's another thing. I don't like being in the rain. So it was not my, I was like, oh God, I got to go to Atlanta this evening. And okay, I am super duper excited, probably for the first time in my life, to get on 85 today and look for that billboard. I am so grateful, and my heart is so full. And I want to thank Nathaniel. I want to thank Gwinnett Magazine, Gwinnett Podcast, for making me feel like a part of your family, because that was definitely a dream for me. When I launched Good Morning Gwinnett, I said to my husband, I want to have a billboard on 85. That's what I said. I didn't know how I was going to get a billboard on 85, because if you don't know, billboards are expensive. They really are. And I didn't know how. I just knew that I wanted one. Let me tell you the power of God, because this is the thing. You put that stuff out there and you believe long enough and you stay dedicated to your craft, it's going to happen for you. I have been doing this show for almost 2 years. December will be 2 years. I have over 300 episodes. People in the podcast industry think I'm nuts because I go live 4 days a week and I have no editing. It's just me. Sometimes my computer act up crazy, and I got a bunch of computers because I'm always trying to make sure that I have a good computer. But sometimes I just can't help what's going to happen. Like sometimes the internet will blink out for some crazy reason, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe the internet just blinked out. But I love doing this show. I love this county where I live. I was born in Albany. I was raised in Newark, New Jersey. Before I left Jersey, I lived in Maplewood. And I moved to Gwinnett County. And what's crazy is we were supposed to move somewhere in Athens because my husband had a job interview. They flew him into Georgia for a job interview. And he was like, oh my God, they're flying me in for this job. And I said to them, well, we probably going to live in Athens. I said, well, listen, I don't want to live in Athens. I need to be kind of close to Atlanta because I need to be able to get to Atlanta when I need to get to Atlanta. Driving from Athens to Atlanta is a pretty long drive. So we landed in Gwinnett County because we felt like that was in the middle. And I remember, coming here and saying, man, it's really pretty here. Really, really pretty. And my husband wound up working in Marietta. The job they said they couldn't pay him in Athens. So he wound up working in Marietta. And we were living in Gwinnett County, and he wanted to move to Cobb County. I was like, I am not leaving Gwinnett County. He's like, yeah, but it's close. I was like, I know. I feel so bad that you have to take that hike every morning, but I ain't leaving Gwinnett County. So I was like, I love Gwinnett County. This is where I plan on staying. So and it's also very nice when people say thank you or they say they like your work, because what we do a lot of time goes unrecognized. And listen, entrepreneurs, small businesses, we put in a lot of work and a lot of time. People don't know what goes on behind the scenes. They don't know the stuff we go through behind the scenes. So it's always really, really nice when someone says, hey, I like your show, or I like your work, I like what you do. So I want to thank you so much, so very much I feel so honored, and I feel like I'm a part of you guys' family over at Gwinnett Magazine and Gwinnett Podcast. And I got to tell you, I am so touched. I told my mom, I told my brother, I told my niece, my daughter, my nephew, my husband. I called my husband at work, and he was like, oh, Lord, something happened. Because I don't call him at work, right? We text throughout the day, but I never call him because I know he works in pharmaceuticals, so he's suited up with all his stuff on. He's an essential worker, and so he has like the oxygen mask on his head and all this stuff, and he looks like he's about to go into space. And so he saw me, and I knew it was going to frighten him that I called, but I had to call him. I was like, I'm so sorry. I just had to tell you this. I was like, man, Good Morning Gwinnett is on a billboard on 85. He was like, what? I was like, yeah. And I told him the same story that I'm telling you guys. So I am grateful, and I'm honored, and I'm definitely humbled. And thank you so much. Good morning, Gwinnett Magazine, Nathaniel, and Gwinnett Podcast, and the whole team over there at Gwinnett Magazine. I love the magazine. Like Nathan, you probably don't know it, but I'm a magazine junkie. Like outside of being a podcast junkie, I love magazines. So all of the Gwinnett magazines are stacked up in my house because I haven't had a chance to go through all my magazines. So I won't throw them away. They're just stacked up. They're just stacked up. And I just picked up a new one just the other day. I was somewhere and I was like, I don't think I got this one. And I picked it up and brought it home, and it's in my bedroom. But I'm really honored, and I thank you guys so much for just thinking of me and just appreciating the work that I do here. And I work very hard to make this a good show, and I will continuously to work hard to make this a good show. Not only for Gwinnett County, for people who are around the world who are listening to our podcast. So listen, check out Gwinnett Podcast. They're not crazy like me. They don't go live Monday through Thursday like me. I'm the crazy one. But they do have a great podcast. And Gwinnett Magazine is a beautiful publication that I love and I read all the time. So thank you again. From the bottom of my heart, I am grateful. All right, so let's get on to our day, y'all. Today is National Banana Split Day. Yep, I don't like banana splits. That's crazy, right? I do not like banana splits. I've never liked banana splits. I don't know. I will eat ice cream. I will eat bananas, but I will not eat it together. Don't like it. Don't know why. Just don't. It's certain food combinations that I cannot eat. Let me tell y'all something funny. So when I was a little girl living in Albany, my mother used to she called it a blackberry nugget, which is really a blackberry cobbler, right? My dad loved blackberry cobbler. To this day, I would not eat cooked up fruit. I do not know why. I cannot stand cooked up fruit. I will eat fruit, but not if it's cooked. So when they make anything cobbler, I will take all the crust, eat all the crust, and won't eat the fruit. And they hate that. Yeah, I don't, it's weird. I'm weird like that. I don't know why. But anyway, all right, so let's go ahead and get on with our horoscopes. I want to wish a happy birthday shout out to my little cousin Rashid up in Pennsylvania. Happy birthday, baby. Turned a big 22 today. Happy birthday and many more. Had a great time with my aunt and my cousins in Albany this past weekend. It was great to see them, great to hug them. My aunt, she and her husband had been together for 47 years, and they're still pretty. So they've been together since they was like 20. Like she might have been 19 because she's still pretty young. And that was like her best friend. And so I know the loss of him was like painful. And it was so good to be able to go there and just give her a hug and give the baby a hug and give my cousin a hug. Cause family is everything, man. Family and friends, that's everything, So anyway, happy birthday, Rashid. Have a great day and many more. Listen, if you got a birthday shout out you want me to shout out, go over to Good Morning Gwinnett, click on your story, click on the little purple tab, tell me the name of the person's you want me to shout the birthday out to, their birthday, the day, the anniversary, an engagement, a birth announcement, whatever it is. Go to goodmorninggwinnett.com, click on your story, click on the purple tab on the right hand side, drop me a voicemail right there, and I'll come back and I'll shout it out on the show. All right, so let's get on with our horoscopes, brought to you by noted astrologer Michael Thodson for today, Tuesday, August the 25th. And we're going to kick it off like we always do, and that is with Aries. You may have problems with those you live with. Opportunities to get ahead will be evident. Don't be too eager to cut those who have disappointed you from your life. Let me tell you something about disappointment. And this is what I had to learn. If you don't really have expectations from people, then you won't really be disappointed. And I had to learn that. And when I'm reminded of that, it makes life a little bit more easier for me, because I have had people disappoint me in life. And I think that's because, I know it's because I've had expectations of them and from them. And when you don't have those expectations, then people can't really disappoint you. Right. And that was something that I've been talking about pretty much all weekend, because sometimes people just, they are who they are, and you have to love them where they are. That's all I'm saying. Taurus, you will have to be careful not to fall into traps set by jealous colleagues. Taurus. Money-making ventures may just turn your life around. Creative pursuits should pay off. Listen, Taurus, you got some people setting some traps for you because they're jealous. Unfortunately, that's a sad thing that they're jealous. But watch your back, Taurus, because they're out to get you. Watch them ones that smiling in your face all the time. They're trying to take your place. Them backstabbers. That's a song, y'all. It's an old song too. I know. I know I like music. Hence is why I play music on the show. Gemini, don't let relatives get the better of you. You may have a problem with coworkers if you try to tell them what to do. Oh, Lord, Gemini. You are in a high cycle where travel, education, and creative endeavors are concerned. Ooh, Gemini. My mother is a Gemini. She always try to tell us, all us grown folks, what to do. We have to remind her, oh, we're grown. And I love my mother to life. But I'm telling you, she's a Gemini, and she's always... I have to shh. Like my uncle, her brother is a Gemini. So they're the same, right? And she tries to tell him what to do. But I guess because she's a big sister. And so the other day, last weekend, my husband had made all this food. He likes to cook. He made chicken and all this stuff. And chicken and rice and all kinds of stuff, right? And so my uncle had peanut butter and jelly, which was so funny, right? So my mother goes, did you eat any of the chicken and macaroni and cheese? And he's like, no, I had peanut butter and jelly. And she's like, peanut butter and jelly? I was like, listen, leave him alone. He wanted to eat peanut butter and jelly. He didn't want chicken and macaroni and cheese. So she just shut him out because she wants to tell him what to do. Yeah, that's the Gemini. Cancer. Professionalism will be of the utmost importance. Minor accidents could occur if you don't take precautions. If you can mix business with pleasure, much can be accomplished. Okay, listen here, Cancer. You go ahead on. Be professional. While you mixing business with pleasure, be professional. Because professionalism will be of the utmost importance. Now, but you can get some stuff done. A little business, a little pleasure. I get it. A little bit of both. I get it. Leo. This is a good day to check out your investments. You will be able to borrow money in order to invest. Okay. You may find it difficult to communicate with someone at work. Whoo. Just, you know what? If you do find it difficult, just step back for a second. Take a breath. And then come back again and try all over again. Sometimes you can't make people understand what you're trying to say in that moment. Sometimes you have to stop, fall back, gather yourself. And I hear people say this all the time. I said, why did you say anything? It's like I had to think about what I want to say first. And I was like, oh, okay. Me, I'm just popping off right at the moment. Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes that's a bad thing. Yeah, yep. Because then I have to go back and say, oh, man, I shouldn't have said that. But for the most part, it's a good thing. I don't wait too long to say what I got to say. Not really. Virgo, don't expect support from your mate. Changes in your residence may be financially favorable. Okay. You can meet interesting new friends if you join worthwhile groups. All right, listen here. You going out there and you meet some new people today, Virgo, but you got to join some really good groups, right? Some worthwhile groups. Find a group that resonate with who you are. That's important. Like I'm a podcaster. So Pod Fam, Podfest, all of those great people over there in the podcast world, they're my people. I'm an entrepreneur. In the other entrepreneur world, those are my people too. So I got both kinds. I got two kinds of people. My people. All right, listen, I'm going to go to a song. I'll be right back after the song to give you more of the horoscopes brought to you by Nodal Astrologer Micah Thias. And stay tuned.
I know I messed it up, but in my soul, I feel a love for you that's out of control. Sometimes I feel like I can make you whole. I just can't change my emotions. There isn't anything I wouldn't do to prove that everything I say is true. And if you let me, I'll keep loving you. I just can't change my emotions. Come on, love me again. You're all I need. Can you love me again?
welcome back. So it's your girl, Audrey Bell Kearney, giving you the daily horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Thiason. And we're going to pick it up with Libra. Your changing attitudes may be causing concern for your partner. Adventure will result in added knowledge. Things at work have been moving quickly and you may be feeling a little uncertain about the changes taking place. Sometimes change is good, so just embrace the change, Libra, and keep it moving. Don't dwell on it too much, because if you can't change it, you can't change it. All right? Scorpio, if you've been really busy, try to schedule some time to spend with loved ones. If you're feeling uncertain, spend some time alone and reevaluate your motives as well as your needs. Don't allow colleagues to stand in your way. Let me tell y'all something. There's nothing like taking some time just to reevaluate and reflect on where you are and where you're trying to go. Nothing in this world. And sometimes that means that you have to remove yourself out of your present surroundings and go to a different surrounding and just stop and just breathe and take a minute to think. When I went to that ranch, oh my God, that was the most amazing thing ever. And here's the crazy part. I took my laptop, I took my iPad, and I just completely disconnected. Didn't do anything. I did do like a conference like on the first day because I had already signed up to do the conference, and we were going to, because it's supposed to be an in-person conference and they made it a virtual conference. So that was my original plan. But let me tell you, just being away in a different surrounding, it gives you time to think about your life and the things you want to do, and it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. So Scorpio, take a minute. Matter of fact, take two. That's a song, y'all. Sagittarius, don't put all your cash in one place. Take special care in any home improvement project you work on today. You'll be glad you did. Abrupt changes concerning your professional position are evident. Okay, it's a lot of career moves going on right now today. A lot of things with the professional life of people. Yeah. Don't put all your money in one place. You know the old saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Yeah, don't do that today, Sagittarius. That could cost you. Yep, sure could. Capricorn, don't be shy. If you want to spend more time with a special person, make a commitment. You can make money through solid investment plans. Tell it like it is. that was a play. Tell it like it is. Tell it like it is. So Capricorn, you've been charged today to tell it like it is. Yeah. I don't know what you're going to be telling, but the stars want you to tell it like it is. Tis. All right. Aquarius, positive changes regarding your personal status are evident. Love can be yours if you get out and about. You may want to get a little extra rest. You are prone to infections and fevers. Aquarius, you have the most problems physically. It's very rare that I go a month without saying something that's going to sickening that's happening with the Aquarius. I don't know. You might want to check all this stuff out. And my fellow fish Pisces, you can pick up valuable information if you listen to those with experience. You may experience financial loss if you don't use good judgment. Discover opportunities based on the individuals you mingle with today. All right, listen here, fish. I don't know about you, but just you need to listen. Because you could pick up some valuable information that could probably save you a lot of money and no financial loss. So listen, shut your mouth, shut it, zip it, and listen to someone with experience. This way you may be able to avoid financial loss. Because you need to be able to use good judgment. I don't know about you. The stars have spoken, fish. As a fish, from fish to fish, I'll be listening after I get off the show talking, because I got to talk to you right now. But after I get finished talking, I'll spend the rest of it after, and I still got to talk a little bit more after that. Then I'll listen, because I got some things I got to share. All right. So that's it for the horoscope for today. I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. to bring you more of the horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Thiason. And now let's get on to some news you could use. This is some news a whole lot of people around the world could use, because I know there are some people right now who saying, I don't know how I'm going to make this happen. Anyway, the federal unemployment checks may resume. Yep. But it's not going to be $600, and it don't look like it's going to be $400. It looked like it's going to be $300. So here's the scoop, y'all. And this is my lead story for the day, because I felt like a lot of people needed to hear this, because my daughter was just saying upstairs, like, I haven't heard a thing. They just need to do something, But here's the story. So unemployed Georgians may soon see some money. Yes, it's going to be $300 though. So the $300 weekly supplement will come from the Federal Emergency Management Agency. That's FEMA. Now, early in the show, I told you I wanted to talk about the storm. I get it. because we need this. People need this. So FEMA has a program called the Lost Wages Assistance Program. It's a new grant initiative that President Trump announced after Democrats and Republicans could not come to some kind of agreement about this freaking relief package, right? Because the Republicans wanted to give $200 a week. The Democrats wanted to resume the $600 a week. They couldn't come up with anything. President Trump said $400, but then he said the federal government will only put in $300. The state will be required to put in $100. The state said we don't have any money. It's a mess. It's still a mess. Here's the thing. So it looks like there's going to be $300 coming, right, a week, but only for 3 weeks. And you would think by now that the two parties would have gotten together and come up with some kind of solution, but obviously they have not. So 3 weeks you could be getting this money from FEMA. Here's the thing, though. This is where it gets a little sketchy for me. We have a freaking hurricane brewing. Her name is Laura. We know the kind of damage these hurricanes do when they pop up. And from looking at the skies outside, it's probably going to be a bad one. Because it's dark right now. It looks like it's about 6:30 in the morning and it's almost 11 o'clock, right? So that money is coming from FEMA to fund unemployment, but FEMA is probably gonna need that money because we're about to have a big hurricane. So it's kind of, let me tell you, I hate to be like doom and gloom because that's just not who I am, but I have to talk about reality right here, and I'm a fish, so I say in fantasy land a lot, right? But here's the thing, I'm in reality right now. We are in a mess, to be honest with you. We got people who are suffering because they do not have money, because they don't have jobs. My daughter said to me the other day, and she was practically in tears. She said, I put in 87 applications and I could not get a job. Now, let me tell you about my daughter. She's a tech support person. Like, she knows all kind of technology like Salesforce, VMware, and some other things she was naming that I don't even know about. She could not, in tech support, you can't find it. 87 resumes went out. And I said, how do you know? How did you count them? She's like, no. When you go to Indeed, which is a job site, you can see that you can see how many resumes you send out. She's like, that is so depressing. And here's the problem: you got people who are credentials going up against millions of other people who have credentials because they've lost their jobs. And so I understand the Republicans want people to go back to work, but here you got people with credentials who can't find a job because there's so many other people with credentials who are going for the same exact jobs. So it's crazy. Now we have to pull money from FEMA right when we're about to get this hurricane that's about to hit, and I'm sure it's going to destroy some stuff because that's what normally happens, right? So it's a mess. I know people don't want to think. They want to think that everything is great. It's not great. People are suffering. They don't have food. That's why the food banks are putting out food banks. They're making it accessible to more people. You got parents trying to work and educate their kids, trying to figure out how to. It's a mess. And I know I'm not that person, but it's a mess. But anyway, for more information about the story, go to GwinnettDailyPost.com. That's where I got the story. So the $300 is going to be coming. They don't say when it's coming. They just say it's coming. In order to be eligible, individual must have received a weekly benefit of at least $100 to be eligible. So if you didn't receive anything, you probably won't be eligible. That's another thing. It's a mess, y'all. But there is some help on the way for a short period of time anyway. You know what I'm saying? So prayerfully, that's going to help somebody at least put food on the table, pay the rent, because I know that's all that stuff. That stuff is stressful. Like, at the end of the day, it's just stressful. And I know people don't want to think it is, but it's stressful. All right, let's keep it moving. All right, so listen to this, because this is another good thing. Right, so there's a law firm in Marietta, and I know Marietta is outside of Gwinnett County, but I had to share this story because I wanted you to hear what they're doing to support parents who have to come to work because they need their jobs and they need to make sure their kids are safe. So this law firm in Marietta decided to let their employees bring their kids to work, and then they hired a tutor to tutor the kids in the conference room. We have to make the adjustments. We got to get stuff done. Y'all know what I really want to say, but this is a family show. You got to get stuff done. So you got to make the adjustments. And that's what they decided to do. They said, you know what? Bring these kids to work. We're going to put them in the conference room. We're going to put a tutor in there with them. And they're going to learn why these parents do their job. What else can they do? This is what they have to do. And one woman said, she said, I don't know what I would do otherwise. She's a paralegal at the firm. Her kid has to come to school. She got 2 kids, a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old. She can't leave them home by themselves, right? She can't stay home because she has to keep her job, because I just told y'all, jobs are grim. They are. It's looking better, but right now, people are struggling. So right now, there are a lot of people who are working from home because their job has said, you know what, you can work from home. But here's the other thing I could tell you. My daughter was working for Apple and she was working from home. It was rough because she had the baby. And so even though I was home, we were all working. And then I moved into the studio, so I wasn't home. And so it's rough especially when your kids are smaller. When your kids are bigger, 6, 7, even 5. My daughter had a baby. So trying to take care of the baby and take care of the customer was rough. So for some parents, that's still going to be rough. But it will allow them to know that their kids are safe at home. They just have to figure out how to manage that whole thing. That's all. So they're doing this. People are changing shifts. Some employers are giving work part-time shifts to people so they can be able to stay with their kids. We have to make the adjustments. We got to get it done. About 13 million Americans in their prime working years have young children. 13 million Americans. 40% of U.S. employers say they are concerned some employees will not fully return to work because of worries about child care, as well as health and safety. They got to do what they got to do, y'all. And I applaud them. And I shared this story so anybody in Gwinnett County who has a business and trying to figure out how to help the employees and the families so they can stay at work and be able to put food on the table so they don't have to join the unemployment rolls where money is not available right now. This could be an option for you. This could be an option for you and your organization and your employees and their families. So I just wanted to share that story because I thought it was a really cool story that's what this law firm is doing. They're saying, you know what, we're gonna bring it in, right? All right. Listen, I'm going to a song. I'll be right back after the song to give you more of the rundown of what's going on in and around Gwinnett County. Stay tuned.
Caught by a feeling, knows me I'm the right or wrong, gets me what I want. I'm hanging by a string,
welcome back. So it's your girl Audrey Bell Kearney giving you the daily rundown of what's going on in and around Gwinnett County. So Nabila Islam, who is a resident of Lawrenceville, is going to head up the Muslim American PAC. Yep. So Nabila finished third in Democratic nominee Carolyn Bordeaux in the June 9th primary in the 7th district. She was served as the president of IPAC Georgia. Georgia's Muslim community is a reflection of the beauty and diversity of America's Muslim communities, Islam said yesterday. She said she's thrilled to lead the IPAC Georgia to ensure Georgia Muslims have a seat at the legislative table. So congratulations to Nabila for that. She ran against Carolyn Bordeaux, but she came in third. Carolyn had it locked up though. I kind of knew she was gonna win because she almost won when she ran against Rob Woodall a couple years ago, and I remember that. And I was like, man, these people put out a lot of posters, when it's time for campaign. But she almost won then, so she missed about a little bit. And then she came back and she ran against Brenda Lopez, Ramiro, and Islam, and she came out top runner. Carolyn did. But anyway, Nabila is going to be heading up that pack. So congratulations to you. Everybody needs a seat at the table. I know people don't think so, but we do, because we are diverse people. Like, we just figured out how just to get along, we'll be fine. Because we all bring something so interesting to the table, right? Such interesting people to the table, different lifestyles, different backgrounds. And it's all good if people just let it be good. That's the problem. People won't let it be good. If they just said, you know what, let me just embrace like what you do. Let me at least learn about what you do. You may not embrace it, but you may want to learn about it. Right? Maybe you don't believe in it, but at least learn about it. And if we just did that, we'd be a better place. Speaking of embracing. Okay, so a Gwinnett County public school teacher said the district officials told her a Black Lives Matter poster in the background of her virtual classroom was a distraction and impacting her effectiveness as a teacher. Yep, she's catching some fire for that one. Now, here's the thing. She's white. And her thing was this. She wanted her kids to know that all kids matter. Right? She wanted her African-American students to know that she supported them. And so she said she wanted them to know that because she understands what it means to have a child that's different, because her child is different. Her son is gay. And she said she wanted people to understand that, you know what, I understand what these kids are going through, because my child had gone through some stuff when he was in school. And had someone just stood up for him, he would have been in a better place. Not that he's in a bad place, but she just wanted to make sure that she made sure those kids know that, you know what, I care about you and your life matter. There's been so much controversy around this whole Black Lives Matter thing. There's so many people that's misunderstood. Like, they don't. Here's the thing: the conversation. And I think for a lot of people, some people think when they say Black Lives Matter, they say no other lives matter. That's not what it's saying. And I've talked about this before, and I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but I want you to understand that's not what they're saying. They're not saying that your life don't matter because you're not black. That's not what they're saying. They're saying that Black Lives Matter because what they see in the news is black men getting killed by cops. That's what they see, right? Shot in the back, tased to death, running away, they get shot in the back. So that's what we see. So that's why it's Black Lives Matter. Now, I've heard conversations on both sides of the spectrum. I've heard people say, well, if Black Lives Matter, why don't we get in an uproar when black kills black? That's true. I agree with that as well. Black lives still matter, right? So, but for the people who say, you know what, that means that we don't matter because you matter. That's not what that means. And if you just stop for 1 second and just listen and understood where we were coming from, then you will understand that. But for a lot of people, they don't. They have a one-way thinking, and they just lock around that way of thinking. You can't be like that. Not in a world where so many different people, different religions, different races, different nationalities, just different backgrounds, different walks of life. You shouldn't be that way. So she's getting a lot of heat for that. They didn't tell her to take it down. They just said it was a distraction. And so she said she's not taking it down. So kudos to you. Do your thing. Do what you feel is right. You understand what it means. And the more people, maybe somebody should ask a question instead of saying, oh, it's ineffective. How's that been ineffective? Is it a distraction? Who said it was a distraction? Did the kids say it was a distraction? She said the parents and teachers and children applauded her for that. But somebody is saying it's ineffective and it's impacting her teaching. That's not true. Did you do some kind of survey to get that number? To get that information? Nah, you just guessing. Stop guessing. If you want to really figure out whether or not it's impacting people, stop guessing. That's all I'm saying. All right, some jobs are coming, y'all. I just talked about jobs a minute ago, but here goes. Healthcare and educating staffing company Solient is relocating its national headquarters from Tucker to Peachtree Corners. The move will bring 400 new jobs. 400. Yes. They're going to be moving into the former career builder location located at 5550 Peachtree Parkway. Founded in 1991, Solent provides medical staff to various health facilities throughout the United States. The new location features a rooftop terrace with outdoor kitchen, state-of-the-art gym with full locker rooms and showers, an outdoor basketball court, sand volleyball court, 5G Wi-Fi, access to the city's multi-use trails, and its town center shops, dine-in theater, and over 15 restaurants. I need to go work at Solient. Heck, that sounds amazing. Now, here's the thing. It's bringing 400 jobs, but here's what I always say. Make sure your resume is tight, right? Make sure you can pass the background check. Nobody's going to hire you. You cannot pass the background check. Make sure you can pass the physical. Make sure that there are no spaces inside your resumes. Make sure you got the proper identification because they're not going to hire you if you do not have that. All of these things are important, and most of all, make sure you have experience for the job. Now, here's something I will tell you. I did an accelerator in 2015 downtown Atlanta with the launch pad. It was a great experience. And what the woman, her name is Bernie Dixon. Bernie said that a lot of times women won't go for jobs because on the qualification it said you need certain things, and if they don't have those certain things, they won't go for a job. I found that pretty interesting. But men will, whether they have it or not. They say, I want this job, I'm going to go for it. What I'm saying to you is, if there's a job that you see that Solient has, go for it. Only thing they can do is say, nope, not qualified. Nope, we can't use you. You will not die. But here's the thing. If you never go for it, you never know. I know somebody recently who went for a job that they just knew they were not going to get, and they got it. And they got it because they didn't think they were going to get it because they said that they needed a degree. They didn't have one. But they got the job. So, even though the qualifications say a degree is a must, maybe not. They may look at your experience and say, you know what, they don't have a degree, but they got a ton of experience in this space. So what I'm telling you is make sure that you have everything in place and then go for the job. The only thing they can tell you is no. No never killed anybody. If they did, let me know who it was. As a matter of fact, no is a very strong word. Very powerful. It holds a lot of power. Yep. All right, so listen, Georgia seeks more poll workers. Listen, if you need, the election is coming quick and fast. We're almost at the end of August. We're at the end of August. We're almost into September. The election is coming really fast. And Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger on Monday outlined steps the election officials are taking to curb long lines and issues with mail-in voting requests ahead of the November general election. It is important that we get to the ballots to vote, get to the polls to vote. Around 6,000 poll workers have been recruited with help from Georgia Hispanic Chamber and the American Civil Liberties Union to boost staff numbers at polling places after poll workers abstained from June 9th primary due to health risks and the COVID-19 outbreak. They need you at the polls. If you want to work at the polls, they need your help. It is imperative that we have poll workers who understand how to work those polls, the voting machines. That's imperative because that was a problem they had in the beginning. A lot of the voting polls were new, and so nobody really knew how to use them. They didn't know how to do anything. They didn't know how to install them. It was a mess. We don't need that again. So to get ahead of this right now, they're starting right now to put the proper people in place. Listen, if you want to be a poll worker, you can do so. We need people at the polls to be able to make sure people can come out and vote, and they need everything they need to get done. Yep. Voters can start mailing in their absentee ballots on September the 15th. Early voting for November the 3rd election begins on October the 12th. I will be beating this down like a dead horse. Ballots can be mailed in on the 15th of September. Early voting starts October the 12th. Trust me, I'll be talking about this pretty much every other day. It's important that we get to the polls and vote. It's really important. Don't take it for granted. Get out there and do what you got to do. All right, I'm going to a song. I'll be right back after the song to give you more of the rundown.
I've been missing the way you touch me, baby. Kisses on my neck and the love you gave me. When I think about it, I go a little bit crazy. It's gotta be more than this for you and I to coexist. Help me, I wanna be more than just a friend. I'm looking for closure, so baby pull me closer. Help me, I don't wanna be just a one night stand. I'm looking for closure, so baby pull me closer. I've been scrolling through the text messages you sent me, trying to fill the holes where you left me empty. And when I think about it, get a little emotional, knowing that we might never ever be close to loving. Help me, I wanna be more than just a friend. I'm looking for closure, so baby pull me closer. Help me, I don't wanna be just a one night stand. I'm looking for closure, so baby pull me closer. Help me, I wanna be more than just a friend. I'm looking for closure, so baby pull me closer. Help me, I don't wanna be just a one night stand. I'm looking for closure, so baby pull me closer. Sober up, think it's time for me to sober up, 'cause I don't know what I should do with all these feelings. Don't wanna be needy, too in love. Maybe I am just too in love. Baby, all I know is I can't make you stay, but don't just walk away. Help me, I wanna be more than just a friend. I'm looking for closure, so baby pull me closer. Help me, I don't wanna be just a one night stand. I'm looking for closure, so baby pull me closer.
Welcome back. So, man, that was, I lost my little dog, Diamond. She was a little dog, too. She was like 6 pounds. She was a Chihuahua Poodle mix. And so, it was my daughter's dog, but my daughter went off to college. I took care of the dog for 4 years. And then, when she came back, the dog was like my dog. And so, Diamond would get up every morning. She would scratch on my door to let her outside. We would go out on the deck, hang out for a minute. And then during the day, she would sit in my office. Like she had a pillow in my office, so that's where she stayed throughout the whole day. And it was time for her to go outside. We would take a break together. We'd go out anyway. So I fell in love with the dog, and so I just, I miss her every day, and I think about it every day, and it hurts my heart when I see people who have cruelty towards animals, right? So anyway, there was a small dog shown in a video where the dog was being slammed against the wall by her owner. It's just sad. It's a little tiny little pretty little dog. Why would you do that? You know what I mean? That's so sad. Like, that person should go to jail. I don't have no sympathy for them. Like, why would you do that? And I'm talking about a little bitty dog. She like Diamond. She looked like she would be Diamond's cousin. But anyway, the pooch was taken in as a foster pet last week by Jail Dogs program that partners jail inmate with dogs to help inmates with rehabilitation while they're incarcerated. Now, I had the opportunity to see this program up close and personal when I went through the Gwinnett County Gwinnett Citizens Academy 101. We had the opportunity to go to the jailhouse and meet with some of the guys who were there with the dogs, and it was a great program, And the dogs were so cute and nice, and the guys were nice, and they said that the dogs live in the cell with them, and they train the dogs, and it was a part of their rehabilitation. And for some of those guys and some of the dogs, they both needed the love. So I think that's a great thing. That person who did that should go to jail. I have no sympathy for you at all, none at all. I think they should be in jail, and they shouldn't even have access to a dog. Yeah. But anyway, I think the program is a great program. It's it's a part of the Second Chance program, also known as the Gwinnett Jail Dogs program, where she's gonna get a lot of love, y'all. She's gonna get a lot of love because those guys love those dogs, and I know I love my little doggy when she was here, and I miss her every day, and I probably talk about it every day, not every day, but she comes up. When I saw this story, I was like, that's so sad. But anyway, I'm so glad she's going to be with somebody who's going to love her and not hurt her. And she's so tiny, y'all. She's probably about 7 pounds. Like, why would you slam up against the wall? Jerk. All right. Listen here. I'm glad about this. This is a good story. So, I tell y'all before, we're a football family in my house. Like, my brother is a football coach. He coaches high school football. My nephew coaches at Mississippi State. So we love my brother played football. My nephew played football. My nephew played for Vanderbilt. Then he transferred to UConn. We thought he was going to go pro. We was praying. That wasn't his path. Now he's a coach at Mississippi State. Maybe that's his path. And he loves coaching. And he's good at it. So is my brother. My brother's been playing football since he was 6 years old. So we're a football family because my mom is a sports fan. My mom is just like one of the guys. Like when the pandemic hit and no sports could come on TV, she's like, I have nothing to watch. I was like, we got 9,000 channels. You can't find anything. She's like, there's no sports on. She's a sports fanatic. And so but anyway, so when Gwinnett High School football games began this September the 3rd, local stadiums will operate at a maximum capacity of 30%. So we can go to the games. It's only going to be 30% though. I don't know exactly what that looks like. Now, I'm trying to figure out, is that on a first come, first served basis? I'm not sure. But anyway, the largest Gwinnett County Public School stadium is Duluth with a capacity to hold 10,000 fans. Yeah, but at 30%, that's only going to be 3,000 allowed. That is a big stadium. Oh my God. The smallest stadium is Meadow Creek with a capacity to hold 4,000, so only 1,200 fans are going to be allowed in. The stadium size varies from the other 17 Gwinnett County Public Schools, high schools, and those venues fall somewhere between the capacity of Meadow Creek and the capacity of Duluth. So they're in the middle, so that's still a lot of people. God, I didn't know those stadiums held that many people. But anyway, I'm excited about that because I thought I wasn't going to get to go to any high school football this year. And it's so funny because my husband and I go to the school. We try to go to Discovery because they're a little bit closer to our house. Well, they're not as close as Archer. But Archer is like going to a college game when you go to Archer's game. And so we go to Discovery because we can get a park and we can get a hot dog. We ain't got to stand in line. You go to Archer game, it's like thousands and thousands of people. And they're actually closer to us. They're about 5 minutes away, literally around the corner from me. And so, but we would go to the games and people would say, you guys got kids to play? We're like, nope. We just go because we like football. And so I'm excited that I'll be able to go to the game and watch the games. I will have my mask on, but it's going to be refreshing to get outside and watch the games when they start. So I'm excited about that. All right, so listen, that's all I got for today. So I'm going to go to my last song. I'm going to come back and close it out with my word of my inspiration for the day. Stay tuned.
I wake up on Sunday morning, feel that ache inside my heart. I can hold on any longer, seconds from falling apart. Wasn't like any other summer, soon it left that warm summer breeze. Although you gave me your promise that you would never gonna leave, but you did, and you walked
back. So listen, guys, that's all I got for you today. But I'll be back again tomorrow. But before I go, I want to give you my word of inspiration for the day. And here it is. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life. And the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. Let me say that again. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life. And the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. Steve Jobs said that, and he was right. I do what I do because I love it, and I believe it's great work. When I opened up my studio in January, I was so excited about that, but then the coronavirus hit, and I had to close it. I so look forward to opening up the studio again. I call it the Noise Factory. I so look forward to doing that so I can continue the work that I do here with Gwinnett. Good Morning Gwinnett. And also to inspire and help others get their word out about what they do and share what goes on in our communities, because I love this community. I love podcasts, and I love my podcast family and friends. And I believe that my work is great, but I believe it could be greater, and I strive to be greater every day. So thank you again for listening. If you missed any episode of the show, be sure to go to goodmorninggwinnett.com and share your story there by clicking on share your story, and to listen to past episodes there as well. Follow me on Facebook at Good Morning Gwinnett. Follow me on Twitter at GM Gwinnett, and follow me on Instagram at Good Morning Gwinnett. Also, be sure to go to our Apple Podcasts and give us 5 stars on your favorite episode. That's the way I'm going to move up in the ranks. I need you to give it 5 stars. Pick your favorite episodes. I got some good episodes there with people that I've interviewed and just telling great stories, and I will continue to do that. I got a great guest coming on Thursday, so make sure to tune in Thursday to listen to that guest. We're going to be talking chess. I met this guy. He probably don't even know, but I met him like, oh, my God. It had to be 15, 18 years ago in New York. He lives in Atlanta, but I met him when he came to New York to visit. So I'm going to be having a conversation with him. He probably don't remember me, but I remember him because I talked to him when I met him. So make sure to tune in Thursday for that episode. Also, like the show, share it with your friends. Listen, y'all stay safe out there. Wear your mask. I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m., God willing. Until next time, make it a great day. Bye, y'all.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you like this episode, subscribe now and share with your friends. To learn more about Noise Media Network, visit noisemedia.us.